Hello and welcome. We are live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Coming up in the next half an hour. India's Sumit Nagal script history by entering top 100 for the first time in his career. Becomes first Indian to feature in singles top 100 since Prajnesh Guneshwaran made the cut in 2019. Big heartbreak for India in Under-19 World Cup final against Australia. Captain Uday Saharan bemoans fresh rash shots from India, says we didn't spend enough time in the middle. Sebastian Haller grabs winner as Ivory Coast beat Nigeria 2-1 to win third Africa Cup of Nations title. And in Super Bowl 2024, Kansas City Chiefs defend NFL title after beating San Francisco 49ers in overtime. India suffered yet another heartbreak as Australia lifted their fourth ICC Under-19 World Cup, beating the boys in blue on Sunday in the finals at Benoni in South Africa. Australia thumped India with a dominating 79-run win in a rather one-sided final. After setting India a record 254 to win, the Australian pacers steamrolled Uday Saharan's brigade of youngsters, blowing them away for 174, with Mahali Beardmans taking 3 for 15 and Raf McMillan's 3 for 43 leading the way. India's chase simply never took off. After losing Arshin Kulkarni in the third over, Adarsh Singh and Mushir Khan tried to steady the innings with a 37-run partnership, but they never got the momentum. Mushir Khan departed after scoring 22. Captain Uday Saharan scored 8, while India's hero in semi-finals, Sachin Das, could only put 9 runs on the board. Earlier for Australia, Harjit Singh smashed 55 from 64 deliveries, while skipper Hugh Weibgen scored 48. With this triumph, Australia's Under-19 batch of 2024 now joins the class of 1988, 2002 and 2010. And India's captain Uday Saharan felt that a few rash shots by the batters, coupled with their inability to spend any significant length of time at the crease, were the main reasons behind the team falling short in the final of the Under-19 World Cup. This is what he said: "It was fine. We played a few shots and couldn't spend some time on the surface." That's what he said after India went down by 79 runs to hand Australia the fourth title. "We were prepared for it, but we couldn't execute well. That is where we went wrong." India came into the final with an unblemished record in the tournament, and despite the result, Saharan said that he was extremely proud of how his team went about all through. "It was great. I'm very proud of the boys. They played very well. The entire team from the start to the end showed fighting spirit. They played very well and I'm proud of them." India's captain, Under-19 captain Uday Saharan, bemoans the rash shots that was played by the team. It happened against South Africa also. They managed to win the semi-finals, entered the finals, but couldn't go through. And Saharan, the highest run scorer in the tournament, with 397 runs in 7 games at 56.71, said that he has learned a lot throughout the tournament, just wants to take these learnings as he moves forward in his career. Moving on to our next story. Now, Australia beat West Indies by 34 runs in the second T20I at the Adelaide Oval on Sunday. Glenn Maxwell starred with a century to help Australia post 241 for 4 after being put into bat by the visitors. Maxwell smashed 120 of just 55 deliveries. In reply, West Indies were restricted to 207 for 9 as Marcus Stoinis bagged 3 wickets. Australia took an unassailable 2-0 lead with the final game in Perth on Tuesday. All right, shifting focus to tennis now. India's top tennis player Sumit Nagal scripts history on Sunday by becoming one of the only 10 Indians to make a place in the world top 100 players after winning the ATP Challenger in Chennai. Our report. India's tennis sensation Sumit Nagal won his 5th ATP Challenger level title on Sunday, outplaying Italy's Luca Nardi in the final of the Chennai Open. An achievement which has propelled him into the top 100 of the ATP rankings for the first time in his career. On February 12, 2023, Sumit Nagal played the first qualifying round of the ATP Chennai Open Challenger as a player ranked 506 in the world. On February 12, 2024, exactly a year later, Nagal broke into the top 100 of ATP singles rankings, becoming 98 in the world as champion of the ATP Chennai Open Challenge. He is the first Indian to feature in singles top 100 since Prajnesh Guneshwaran made the cut in 2019. Nagal defeated top seed Luca Nardi of Italy 6-1, 6-4. Winning the title has seen him jump from 128 to 98 in the updated rankings. Chennai Open champion gained 100 ATP points and 18,230 US dollars, equivalent of rupees 15 lakh and 13,000. The Indian player brushed away his emotions after winning the Sunday final, which is his latest milestone, coming less than a month after he became the first Indian man in 35 years to beat a seeded player in a Grand Slam singles draw. Nagal defeated 27th seed Alexander Bublik 6-4, 6-2, 7-6 in the opening round before losing to China's Junchen Shang in 4 sets in the second round. After winning, Nagal said in a tweet, "What an emotional day. Stoked to have cracked the top 100 rankings. Feel surreal to achieve it in my home country. Extremely proud of my team for working hard every day and giving ourselves a chance to be where we are today." It's been a fine run for Sumit Nagal in the new year as the Chennai Open title triumph gives him the much-needed boost in the Olympic year. Making a spot in the top 100 is a key milestone for the player as he joins the list of finest from the country. The challenge now will be to stay in the top 100 that starts immediately with this week's challenger in Bengaluru, where Nagal has more points to defend and perhaps to be won. Sports Desk, DD India. And the World Aquatics on Sunday announced that Beijing will host the 2029 World Aquatics Championships. World Aquatics President Hussein Al Musallam revealed the winning bid at a press conference in Doha, where this year's championships are being hosted. Beijing's National Aquatics Center, also known as the Water Cube, will host the event in 2029, as well as the World Aquatic Masters Championships. China are currently on top of the 2024 World Aquatics Championships medals table with 16 gold medals and a total of 23. The second place nation are Australia with 3 golds and a total of 8 medals. All right, we'll go back to our cricket story. Under-19 Cricket World Cup, which India lost in the finals against Australia by 79 runs. But what went wrong for India? Narayan Singh, DD India's correspondent, is joining us from the newsroom. Narayan, big heartbreak for India. 3rd loss for India in 7 months against the same team, Australia. World Test Championship final, and then 50-over World Cup final, and now Under-19 World Cup final against the same team. What do you think went wrong for India in the Under-19 World Cup finals?
Abhishek, as you said, it's a big heartbreak for the Indian cricket team. As you mentioned, that's the 3rd loss in the past 7 months against the Australian side in the summit clash of an ICC tournament, and this time it was our under-19 team. So we can say that all in all, our cricket team, our under-19 team played an unblemished cricket until the final, but we can say that the wins and losses are the parts and parcel of the game. As our PM Modi also says that in sports there are no losers, there are only learners. So we can learn a lot. Our under-19 team, a young team, can a lot from this under-19 World Cup final. If you take a look head-to-head between the two teams, first time India has lost a final against Australia in the under-19 World Cup. So law of averages also comes into play this time, because already if you take any match in the under-19 World Cup, India has never lost a match also against Australia. So in that sense, we can say that it's a law of averages is there. Every time you can't beat a team at such a tournament. And if you take a look, overall, the way India played throughout the tournament, they were unbeaten until the semi-finals. It's a great thing. But all in all, we need to address these things, because if we talk about the final matches, it's not about the skill, it's all about the character too. If we have to learn from the MS Dhoni how he just induced this thing, the art of winning the final matches. He's won the 2011 World Cup, also the Champions Trophy, and also made the Indian Test cricket team #1 in the ICC ranking. So that's the mentality should be there, and how to absorb the pressure, because the final match is not about the skill, it's all about how you handle the pressure, how you hold your nerves. It's the most important part of the match rather than just playing the cricket. But all in all, our boys played wonderful cricket, and definitely it will be a big and great experience for them.
Right, Naran, you're talking about the mindset, but you think we didn't spend enough time in the middle? Uday Saharan said this after the match. You think the same thing happened with India in the semis also against South Africa? They were 32 for 4, and in the final also, right from the outset, they didn't look comfortable in the chase.
Definitely, when you are playing a 50-over game, you need to spend time at the crease, because if you take a look, the way the Australian bowlers they played, they bowled, it was great, right from their fast bowler, the way Beardman, the way Macmillan bowled, just they ripped the Indian batsmen and they didn't allow to settle them. So that was a factor. You have to be there for, you should stitch some important partnership. If you take a look at the Australian inning, when their opener Consistas went for duck, after that the way their captain and Dixon added a partnership of 78 runs for the second wicket, it was crucial. At that time, India should have built up pressure on the Australian team, because it was a key moment when your opener is going for duck. At that time, the Indian team should have just maintained a pressure on the Australian team, and after that, every time when the openers lost, their next partnership came, and their Australian middle order built another partnership. That was the key. At that time, they could have, we can say that, do something different with the ball, and India could have restricted the Australian team around 200. So that was the crucial factor. And apart from, all in all, you take a look, the way India also was down 4 for 32 in the semi-finals against South Africa in the semi-finals. But after that, the way our captain Uday Saharan came, and the way Sachin Das played and stitched a mega partnership of 170 runs, they put India back on track. So something, that sort of cricket, that sort of partnership was required. If you take a look at the Indian innings, there was we can say no good partnership. As you mentioned that the player should be there for the more time at the crease. So it is also factor, you have to be there. Some partnership should be built between the two or three good partnerships should be there, so that the India could have chased that target. It was around 254, and it was, we can say that, chaseable.
A lot could have done in the high side, Narayan, but there has to be positives also. What do you think are the positives for India, takeaways from this World Cup?
Definitely, there are always positive. The way our young boys played cricket throughout the tournament, they were unbeaten till the final match, and we saw the stars like Uday Saharan, the way he captained, the way he just, if you take a look at the semi-final match, after 4 for 32, they just make their comeback and won that match against South Africa. In that match, they handled the pressure very well, and great teams always absorb the pressure in a better manner, what they did in the semi-final against the South Africa. And apart from that, if you take a look at the bowlers, the way Raj Limbani bowled, and the way Naman Tiwari, and the spin department is Soumya Pandey, they were the, we can say, the assets to the Indian team, and if they were groomed properly in the coming times, we will see them in the senior team also. All in all, a fantastic tournament, but we should know the art of how not to lose a match just by playing few bad overs, a bad session. That should be the, I think, the key factor that Indian team right now should learn, and we should have the positive mentality, and we should have we should know the art of absorbing the pressure at the crucial juncture. If you take a look at the World Cup final against Australia at the Narendra Modi Stadium, in that match also India was in the cruise control, but after that Travis had came and he's played a big inning, and that was, we should know how to just grab the opportunity and just not lose the match just by playing few bad overs.
Hard to accept for the Indian fans, but yes, this is the truth, that India goes down in the final of the Under-19 World Cup. We'll leave it there. Thank you, Narayan. Thank you for getting us your views. All right, we'll slip into a very short break, but still to come on this edition of DD India Sports Buzz. Ivory Coast lifts the Africa Cup of Nations title after defeating Nigeria. And Kenya's marathon world record holder Kelvin Kiptum dies in a road accident. He was only 24.
Where information shapes our reality, one app stands out, helps you stay ahead of time. Introducing the DD India app, your gateway to a world of news right at your fingertips. Your most trusted source of news goes global, goes digital. Explore a world of options, top stories, live updates, in-depth analysis, and more. Stay informed wherever you are. Real-time alerts keep you ahead of the curve always. The DD India app, connecting you to the world, one story at a time. Download now and explore the world of knowledge, insights, and authentic information.
Voice of a rising aspirational world. Stories of challenges, struggles and accomplishment. A world battling conflict, hunger and poverty. Embracing growth, development, science and technology. A voice of progress, a voice of unity. Watch Voice of the Global South with me, Akshay Dongre, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Sports Buzz. I'm Abhishek Mahajan. Ivory Coast came from behind to beat Nigeria and win the Africa Cup of Nations final on the home soil. Sebastian Haller was the hero for the Ivory Coast again. He scored their winning goal 9 minutes from the end. Haller also netted the semi-final winner just 13 months on from his return from testicular cancer.
Host Ivory Coast claimed a third Africa Cup of Nations title with a 2-1 victory over Nigeria in the final of the Alassane Ouattara Stadium in Abidjan. Sebastian Haller was the hero of the match. He scored the winning goal 9 minutes from the end. Ivory Coast fans gathered in the streets to celebrate the win of their side.
We left our wives at home and came to the stadium. And for 1 month, you have honored us. From humiliation to glory, our God is a mighty God. Thank you to President Otaha.
It's an extreme joy that has reached its peak because we have dedicated so much effort, so much investment, a very beautiful organization that can only result in success. We are satisfied, but Africa must recognize that Ivory Coast is a great soccer nation. Nigeria cannot beat us. We have invested more than 500 billion CFA francs currency. It could not just go away like that. Our cup had to stay here.
It was a triumph born from adversity as the Ivorians had scrapped out of their group following 2 defeats, including a 4-0 loss to Equatorial Guinea before finding their form in the knockout rounds with a never-say-die attitude that led them to the title. William Truss Ekong's header gave Nigeria a first-half lead. as he rose to meet Samuel Chukwueze's flick on from a corner, but Frank Casey equalized just past our mark after being left unmarked at the back post from a set piece. The Ivorians had to come from behind several times in the tournament and did it again when Hollow steered Simon Idangare's cross into the net, much to the delight of their rookie coach Amos Faye, who had started the tournament as assistant Frenchman Jean-Louis Gasset, who was sacked after the pool stage. The tournament, which was delayed from its intended staging in June and July last year because of weather concerns in West Africa, will live long in the memory after a record number of goals, unrelenting upsets and an apparent capacity of unceasing drama. Sports Desk, DD India.
And Kansas City Chiefs retained the Super Bowl after defeating San Francisco 49ers 25-22 on Sunday in Las Vegas. The victory made Kansas City the first team to win back-to-back Super Bowls since the New England Patriots in 2002-03 seasons.
Kansas City Chiefs created history when Patrick Mahomes threw a touchdown pass to Mecole Hardman in overtime to give the Chiefs a 25-22 win over the San Francisco 49ers in a Sin City Super Bowl thriller on Sunday, cementing their status as an NFL dynasty. The blockbuster finish in Las Vegas was worthy of the biggest show on the Stripe, as the Chiefs won a third Super Bowl in 5 years and became the NFL's first repeat champions since the New England Patriots in February 2005. After 49ers rookie kicker Jack Moody had booted a field goal to open overtime, Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes marched down the field and finished the game with a 3-yard touchdown pass to Hardman.
Extreme joy. Didn't even know where to go. I mean, just it's so excitement, man. I'm so proud of the team, so proud of the guys, and to battle to the very end. I mean, that was a microcosm of our season. I said it, and everybody came together and we were able to get the win. Yeah, I mean, it's special. I think it's that championship mindset. I mean, whenever stuff isn't going great, we're going to continue to fight. And this game wasn't. We had times we weren't playing great, especially the offense, and we were able to step up to the occasion while our defense is making those stops. And people are going to talk about the offense. We had those last few drives. The defense is what kept us in that game, and that's our entire season. They're going to give us chances, and we're going to make it happen when it counts.
The win made pop queen Taylor Swift's mad dash from Tokyo, where she performed on Saturday, to Las Vegas to watch boyfriend Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce all worthwhile. The pop superstar showed no signs of jet lag, jumping up and down and cheering throughout the entire contest. While Swift and Chiefs supporters celebrated, it was more heartbreak for Niners fans, who were looking to celebrate a record equaling 6 Super Bowl win but were once again denied by the Chiefs. At the Super Bowl in 2020, it was also the Chiefs who sent the 49ers home empty-handed when they scored 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter for a 31-20 victory in Miami. Mahomes produced a 75-yard game-winning drive to prove yet again why he is rated the best quarterback in the business, earning Super Bowl Most Valuable Player honors for a third time.
And Chiefs fans were ecstatic after the victory. Let's take a look.
I was a little nervous there at the end. Yes, I expected him to win. And why am I a Chiefs fan? Because this is the best place to be a Chiefs right here, baby. Chiefs Kingdom all day.
We're Midwest. Why can you not like us? We're down home, country boys, loving what Andy Reid is doing. Patrick Mahomes sit here and created one of the greatest dynasties that has ever happened in football. So, hey, KC all the way.
Somebody get me on the shoulder.
Roll Red.
They came 4 years ago, they won. I'm back. It's awesome. This is the place to be. It's better than Vegas because security's not as bad and it's a lot cheaper. And Mahomes is awesome.
Now, the Kenya's marathon world record holder Kelvin Kiptum dies at the age of 24 in a road accident on Sunday. His coach also died alongside in the fatal accident in Rift Valley. The world athletics community was in grief as 24-year-old's bright career which included holding the esteemed title of marathon world record holder, was tragically cut short. Kiptum made history at the Chicago Marathon, shattering records with an astounding time of 2 hours 35 seconds, surpassing the previous mark set up by his compatriot Eliud Kipchoge, 2 hours 1 minute and 9 seconds. The two athletes had also been named in Kenya's provisional marathon team for the Paris Olympics later this year. And this fair in Las Vegas, Nevada lit up on Sunday evening with graphics of Super Bowl proclaiming the Kansas City Chiefs as champions. Take a look. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Pass. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of today. You can connect with us on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter and Instagram. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Abhishek Mahajan from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Sports Pass.